Hey, it is the Monday stand up for independent consultants. I am spending a little bit of time with you every Monday to help you focus on your business, not just working in your business. And today's focus, I want to share with you three ways that I've seen clients getting a lot of traction, leveraging the Great Resignation as a talking point around which to start getting the attention of potential consulting buyers and starting those conversations with your ideal consulting client. So, this is three different techniques you can be using to leverage the Great Resignation to your advantage and create more consulting projects for yourself. So, today I'm going to share with you what those three methods are. The first one is really looking at, so if you figure out who are your target, or your ideal consulting clients, and go out there and find out what they've got. What kind of openings, full time, and I'm talking about full time openings here. What kind of full time openings do they have out on their corporate website or out on LinkedIn? What are they trying to hire for? So, in other words, who has resigned that they're trying to backfill, or what areas in their organization are they trying to grow? And use that as your leading indicator to say, this is what that organization cares about right now. And from there, you can craft one of three different approaches for these potential clients so that you are getting your foot in the door and you're starting conversations with those individuals. That's all we're trying to do, right? Start conversations with our ideal consulting client so we can dig into their pain points and offer solutions to solve those pain points. So there's three different ways that you can leverage the Great Resignation to start those conversations, to get the attention of your ideal client, your ideal prospective client, so that they'll meet with you and you can have this kind of a strategic dialogue. So the first of the three is looking at what they've got out there, what they're, hiring for, all these open headcount that they're having a hard time filling, and figure out what are the themes around that. And from there, you're going to have to make some assumptions, right? But putting together a plan around here's what it could look like for you to not need those types of individuals, to help them eliminate the need for those open headcount that they're having a hard time filling and retaining through your strategic direction. So again, it would be making some assumptions, right, about what it is that they're doing and what you see as best practice and where they might be able to adjust the way that they're hiring or managing their business unit and starting that kind of dialogue. It's as simple as saying something like, hey, I've noticed you've got XYZ positions available and they've been out there for a while. I've seen other, competitors or others in similar industries approach this in a slightly different way to rearrange or eliminate the need for that type of headcount. And I'd love to share with you what I've seen. And that's it. That's the conversation starter. So that's the first tip for you. The first strategy for you is to go out and figure out where could you help them adjust what they think they need into what you know that they, hey Brian, good to see you here live, adjust to what they actually need that as a consultant, and start that dialogue. Who wouldn't want to talk to you if you have an idea about how they can approach their staffing in a different way? That's a no-brainer conversation. Okay, the second strategy that you can leverage to take this Great Resignation and flip it to your advantage as an independent consultant is to look at why is this company not as attractive as others? And so I'm not talking about large cultural changes, right? We're not going to be able to go out and help companies with bad reputations, fix those overnight. But if you look at this at a more micro level, what could you be recommending to them as a consultant to say to them, these are the two or three things that I've noticed that could make you more attractive to potential job seekers. So a very simple example would be perhaps that they're a later adopter to technology, or they're still in waterfall and you want to recommend some kind of an agile approach to them. Whatever that might be, one or two ideas that you can open the door to say, I noticed that you've got all of these open positions right now that have been there for a while. I have noticed some trends in the industry that if you can make these slight adjustments, or start making headway toward these types of philosophies or methodologies, you're going to be more attractive to job seekers. Would you be interested in having a dialogue about that? I would love to share with you what I have seen work for other clients. That, again, who doesn't want to talk to you if you've got that type of recommendation? Now, of course, you're making assumptions, and your initial ideas might not exactly be applicable to their, whatever's going on in that organization. But again, it starts that dialogue where you can start asking the questions that you need that to be answered in order to formulate an approach for that particular potential client. Okay, so the first strategy was recommending ways to eliminate the need for the headcount at all, alternate ways to approach whatever business problem that they are wanting to solve. The second strategy is helping them to make themselves more attractive so they can fill the roles that they've got open. And the third strategy that you can leverage the Great Resignation to your advantage as someone who is selling consulting services is for you to recommend that you fill that position. Now, I say this with a large caution sign here. If you are an independent consultant, you're not looking for a full-time role. If you were, then that's a whole different conversation. What we're talking about right now is you maintaining your status as an independent consultant and so in this strategy that I'm recommending to you, where you might say to them, look, you don't need a full-time employee to fill this function. I've seen other clients or others in your industry fill this in a different way. I would love to talk with you about it. And in this particular strategy, it's you talking about you potentially doing the work on a fractional basis for them, or you potentially taking on the responsibility and having a couple of subs working for you. Whatever it is that they're having a hard time filling, all of these open job positions, you're pitching to them a way for you to take on that responsibility, the outcomes, let's say, as an independent consultant, and have them look at this role in a different way. Again, the cautionary tale is don't create a new job for yourself. That's not why you're an independent consultant. But you can start these dialogues. Again, what hiring manager wouldn't want to hear, I've got an idea for you that's working for others. I know that this is a really hard position to fill right now. There's a lot of openings that are similar out there that you're competing against. And I would love to talk to you about an alternative way for you to, gain whatever their desired outcome is through a different method. And then again, the goal is to open the door so that you can start having conversations and you can start asking them the questions that you need to ask to craft whatever you think is the best solution for them. So those are the three ways, those three strategies that you can leverage to take the Great Resignation. Sometimes I say Great Recession, Great Resignation, and turn this into your advantage so that you can use these three strategies to build a more robust pipeline for yourself of clients who are willing to pay you what you're worth, of clients who are willing to allow you to dictate the terms and conditions under which you work and the schedule under which you work, and to give you more impact in the work that you're doing. So hopefully those three strategies will be really useful for you. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I have a couple of resources for you. So I have a standard operating procedure. It's called the RAM method, rammethod.com. And it is a standard operating procedure for you to fill your consulting pipeline in 26 minutes a day. So these 3 strategies would fit in perfectly with that RAM method. So go download this for yourself and start putting this into a repeatable, consistent process for yourself. And the other thing that I will share with you is I have a podcast on this topic going live this Thursday. So keep your eye out for that as well. I will just type in the name of the podcast here in case you don't know. It's called Grow Your Independent Consulting Business. And you can go to my website and find all of the episodes, and show notes and resources. So that is the name of the podcast. Let's just put the word podcast here so you have it. All right. So you can go to my website and just doing this here on the fly. You can go to my website and find that podcast and all the past episodes. But more importantly, the podcast from this week is going to be focused on these 3 strategies for you to leverage the Great Resignation in order to fill your consulting pipeline with ideal clients where you're having an elevated conversation, a more strategic conversation with them. And so don't miss that. I think it's episode 35. All right. So good to see you again today. And I will see you again next Monday on our Monday stand up for independent consultants. Have a great week.